Okay guys, so now we are going to install the clutch, and we still haven't torqued all these nuts here. And actually I just made my game plan on how to do it. I never figured out the perfect solution for that, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put on the clutch here on this side, at least the basket, the inner and outer basket. Then we are gonna put on this nut here. So once we have that, we do have some counter mass to hold the clutch here, to then tighten this one up. And actually this one we are going to tighten with an impact gun, since that's, to me, that's usually the best way, and I never had one come off, so that's what I'm gonna do. I know something, or I know my impact driver well enough, so I can kind of guess those 140 Newton meters. If you know any better way of doing it, please let me know. But for now, what I know is, let's install the clutch first. So there's this little bushing here, just slide that on. And then there is going to be the clutch basket itself. And here be careful when inserting, because all the gears need to match up. If they don't, as easy as that, you can just go ahead and turn over the engine, crank it over slightly. Let's try it with this one here. Slightly turn it over, and it should rotate the gears until it slides in. Then next up, there's going to be a washer like that, and then we're going to put on the inner basket. Then there's going to be a washer with the rough edged side going in. And the nut here. Now this one is easy. It can be held in place and be torqued to 70 Newton meters. That's already 70, so that's really easy. So with this one here, let's use the impact here on this one. Now let's take something where we can kind of hold that outer basket without cutting up our fingers. And now it's important, we have to turn it counterclockwise in order to tighten it. That should be enough. That's probably going to be somewhere around 140. So that's fine. And now actually we can go ahead and tighten up this one here. But before we do that, I just want to remove it again and put on some Loctite on it. And this one is going to be torqued to 50 Newton meters. There we go, so they're both tightened, and now this one is tightened as well, so the only thing left is to kind of bend up this little tab here. Usually works best by just starting it with a screwdriver and then using some water pump pliers. Like this. Now before we start doing our shenanigans, let's add in the shift shaft, this piece here. It's actually, the two sides are identical, and on one side there's this little piece on top, and you just slide that in and with that you can feel the shift, the clutch mechanism working and moving it in and out. Great. So now we do have some new clutch plates, friction plates and steel plates, and the clutch plates I already left them in some clean engine oil overnight, so they are ready to use. And I'm just going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these plates, just 8 normal plates. I'm not going to use the judder spring, and see what difference that makes. I'm curious. So then friction plate, another clutch plate, and actually they are marked on some ends, but I'm not aware that that should make any difference. However, I usually like to arrange them in some kind of a pattern. And now the top clutch plate, we're actually not gonna put it in as all the other ones. It's actually gonna be just a bit off like that. Then once that's done, we can go ahead and add in our clutch basket like that. And now we can go ahead and add in the clutch springs. I actually got some new ones here. Now we go for 10 Newton meters. Now I want to get the water pump assembly ready to then put into the clutch cover. And what I already did is I already replaced this seal here. This one usually needs a bearing puller to get it out since it has a steel frame around. And then I also got this check valve out. It's just a plastic piece or a rubber piece like that. It usually slides out really easy if you just put in an Allen key maybe that just grips it, and then you can pull it out. So that's done on this side here. And now for the water pump assembly. During disassembly I ripped apart my water pump case because it was just too crusty here. And I thought about replacing it, but it was just too expensive, so I found another one laying around in my garage. And actually it's good that we rebuilt the engine, because see that huge mess here. I mean, there was probably just coolant leaking, or I don't know what happened, but yeah, from what it looks like, it's a good call that we replaced it. So that's why I also ordered a new impeller, and also this seal here we're gonna put in right now. That's actually two parts. One part goes on the impeller like that, and the other part goes in here like that. And to do that I'm just gonna take a fitting and a nut and just hammer it on. So give me a second while I'll do that. Yes, got that in with a 23mm socket. I just hammered that in, and now we can actually carefully slide through the shaft. I already put some oil inside here. So yeah, that looks good. Spins easily. That's nice. So now before, I mean, actually no, we can actually go ahead and install this clip here, just to make sure this whole assembly won't detach now. Okay, like that. And now we get two O-rings. This one here. This should actually belong around here. And then the second one, which is this one, that's gonna stay here. And now probably I see there is a little weep hole here. So I think the idea of it is if the water pump seal is leaking, the water will leak out here and not go into the oil system. And from what I see here, there is no weep hole, or that is just gunked up. So maybe that's the reason why everything is so rusty and crusty. I don't see any weep hole here. Ah, I do see it here. Here it is. Yeah, it's just gunked up. Now that's probably the reason why it looks like that. Yes, so now once that's done, use some oil here to really lube up this part here, and also maybe the O-ring here. And then we can go ahead and take our case and push that assembly in. Make sure the O-rings don't drop out. There we go. So the water pump assembly is in place. And now we can also go ahead and install all the other parts here. There's going to be the clip, then there's going to be the washer. Then we do have this piece, the water pump drive wheel, and then we're gonna have a little spring clip on top. Now I already added in the dowel pins and looped up or oiled up the gasket here, and once that's done we can go ahead and slide on the cover. And now we really need to be careful because the water pump gear might not be in the right place. So we need to wiggle around here until it's fitting how it should. Yes, looks good. Then check on all sides to confirm that everything sits nicely. And then go install your bolts here. There's only one caveat, and that's going to be this bolt here, which has like a little washer on it, and that's going to go here. All the other bolts, just use the lengths available and make sure that they all stick out the right or the same amount after they are inserted. Nice, and then it's just up to install the clutch cover here and install a new oil filter, and we're pretty much good to go.
ha ha!